I'm Teresa Kolzak with the Japan America Society of Indiana. We're so excited to host and welcome you to this special session of Ouchigohan. We had almost 65 people sign up, so we're really excited. We know it's going to be a super fun session. I want to take a minute to introduce the facilitators of the program. We have Mayumi Uejima Carr and Miwako Felix, who are with Table for Two USA. Table for Two is the sponsor of the Onigiri Action campaign, which is dedicated to presenting onigiri as a way to support world hunger issues. We also have Deb Samuels, the instructor for the Onigiri workshop. I know all of you know Deb, but for those who are joining for the first time, Deb is a best-selling cookbook author, food writer for the Boston Globe newspaper, a cooking teacher, and a developer of curriculum for the Washoiku series. Deb is teaching us, joining us from Japan, from Tokyo. It's the morning for Deb. So we have truly an authentic program with Deb teaching us from Japan. So thanks to all, and let's make onigiri together.
Hey. Great. Thank you so much for the introduction, and we're very excited to make onigiri with all of you. And I know you're joining from all over the US. This is so exciting. So first, let me share a little bit about who we are, what is Onigiri Action, and then we can move on to the cooking part. So let me share my screen. Okay, shut. Okay, change the world with onigiri rice balls. So first, we are a nonprofit organization. It's called Table for Two. So we studied in Japan and came to the US, and we are trying to solve hunger issue and also health issues caused by unhealthy eating. So we're trying to provide healthy school meals to children in need. We also promote healthy eating through our food education program. So we have a couple of programs and campaigns, and as a nonprofit from Japan, we have some Japanese themed programs as well. So I'm going to talk more about Onigiri Action that will help to bring school meals. And we have a food education program called Washokuiku that combines two Japanese words, washoku, Japanese food, and shokuiku, food education. So we teach kids to adults how to eat healthy through Japanese food angle. So they learn how to make bento and sushi, healthy ramen. So they are very excited to learn about that. And we have a spring campaign called Edamame Champ. We promote healthy eating, focusing on edamame and soy. That one includes a fun chopsticks challenge using edamame in a minute. How many edamame you can pick and move. And hope you can join this campaign in the spring. So first, I would like to ask you, what Japanese food have you had or you like? So you can write your answer in your chat box. I feel like you know a lot, but let me know what Japanese food you had. Let's see. Chicken katsu, soba, okonomiyaki, agedashi tofu, unadon. Whoa, dumpling, sashimi. Okay. Sushi. Wow, a lot of different Japanese food. Thank you. Right, like sushi, miso soup, and onigiri we're gonna make today, and the moa, ramen, matcha, green tea, and mochi. So our food education program teach how to make those simple Japanese food. Today's theme is Japanese rice and onigiri. So first, I would like to share a video to introduce Japanese rice and onigiri.
Sushi is more well known, but onigiri, rice ball, is more commonly eaten in Japan. Onigiri is the oldest Japanese food developed over 1,200 years ago and has been a significant part of Japanese culture ever since. Don't worry, this overly dramatic opening ends now. Yokoso, this is D, and welcome to Washakuiku. So, this is a rice ball, or also known as onigiri. As you can tell, a big part of it is made of rice. Rice, okome, is the essential food in Japan. Many eat it in breakfast, lunch, dinner. Over 90% of Japanese population eat it almost every day. This is a staple, much like wheat, which makes bread or pasta in the West. Japanese rice is a short or medium grain rice that has a lot of starch that makes it sticky. This trait allows Japanese to take a rice and form it into any shape they want. This is the reason why short or medium grain rice is the only rice that can be used to make a sushi. Due to its versatility, rice is in a lot of food they eat. It's in snacks like rice crackers and sweets like mochi ice cream, vinegar, noodles, and my secret favorite, sake. You can cook rice in a regular pot, but Japan offers a wide variety of automatic rice cookers. The price ranges from $15 to whopping $1,200. They even have one that looks like an iron ring. So, how did rice become so popular in Japan? At first, majority of Japanese population used to be hunters. But their lifestyle changed when rice was brought from Korea and China over 2,000 years ago. Rice brought stability as a food source, which helped the Japanese civilize. Rice was so important that it actually became Japan's currency for a long period. For instance, up until 1800s, rice was used to pay taxes. I know some European countries used salt as their currency, but for Japan, it was rice. So yeah, this has been undeniably vital to Japanese culture. Now, I would like to briefly discuss how a special program that uses rice can help solve global hunger issues. There are 811 million people around the world who experience hunger. That's about 10% of the global population. This is a problem even in developed countries like the US, as 13% of its population suffer from food insecurity. There are many ways that you can make a difference. One of them is called Onigiri Action, the unique program using rice. Every fall, people around the world make onigiri and post on their social media with the hashtag Onigiri Action. Each time a photo is posted, 5 school meals are given to children in need around the world. I like this program because you get to be creative making onigiri and connect with the people around the globe while helping those people in hunger. And some participants, they go crazy designing onigiri. And here are some of my favorites.
Okay, so that's all about Japanese rice and onigiri. So onigiri, Japanese rice ball made from rice, seaweed, and different kinds of fillings. And it's simple and easy to make. And as you saw in the video, it can be very creative and cute. So you can try making something cute like panda-shaped onigiri today. And it's like a sandwich, so you can put inside or on top of it anything you like. Could be tuna mayonnaise, like salmon, chicken, or kombu seaweed. So if you go to Japan, if you go to then 7-Eleven, you can find 30 different kind of onigiris. And onigiri has a long history as the oldest Japanese food. You might heard the word samurai, and they used to carry onigiri because it's so convenient. So they put also pickled plum, and so that it lasts longer. And around 1600s, people started to put seaweed around onigiri. So, and it doesn't stick. It's easy to handle. And also, it will add nutrition. And when Japan first started school lunch, Of course, the first menu included onigiri. Then little later, 7-Eleven invented this wrapping film. So then it started to be available all the stores, and people started to eat breakfast, snack, lunch, anytime. And then the most popular filling that we're gonna use today, tuna and mayonnaise, was invented. So that's still the most popular fillings. And different kind of forms of onigiri has been introduced since then. And onigiri in anime. So you might have seen onigiri in your favorite anime. So because it's an everyday food, it often appears in Japanese anime. That's how onigiri became globally a little bit well known. And many media started to feature onigiri. So it might be next sushi. And Onigiri Action is the campaign that we're doing right now. It's going until November 17th. And so we're trying to change the world with onigiri. So it's simple. You take a photo of onigiri, any onigiri like pose, like onigiri drawing, okay? And then post your own social media with hashtag Onigiri Action or our campaign website. And then each photo can bring 5 school meals to children in need. So it's free to participate for you, and then you can post 100 photos, but we have a generous partner organizations here in the US and Japan, and they donate based on the number of photos. So we've been doing this campaign every fall since 2015. This is 9th year, and we provided 8.3 million school meals so far, and we are hoping to bring many more school meals with this year's campaign. And then why we chose onigiri is that because onigiri are a symbol of love and care. It's a rare food that you make with your hands, and then many Japanese people have memory around onigiri. My mom used to make for me. It's kind of like a warm, feeling food. So we want many people to think about children who need help and then join this action. So that's the overview of onigiri, Japanese rice. And then now we can move on to this exciting onigiri action kit. And then, so I know some people prepare their own food, but we can make all the same food, onigiri. And so this kit includes some important thing is packed rice. This is the rice was grown in Japan and prepared with water in Japan professionally. So in a minute or 2 minutes in microwave, you can make very delicious Japanese rice. And it's popular in Japan because it's convenient. You can prepare only the amount that you need. Also, it lasts over 10 months, so it could be a great emergency food, or some people bring this to outdoor activities. And then next ingredients is seaweed. This one is perfectly cut for onigiri already. And you have a different kind of rice seasoning, kaori, yukari, Japanese basils, and this tuna and Japanese mayonnaise, Kewpie mayonnaise, delicious one. And then you have a fun panda mold and seaweed punch. And you have the fun like onigiri shaped brochure as well. So you have all the information, and then you have the URL for the campaign code, the QR code in the back. So that might go to Japanese website, but you can switch to English one. So, and then Deborah's gonna show the another item, tenugui. But just before going that, like if you have any food allergy or any concern, just make sure to check the label. And if you have any questions, let us know. So we got sometimes vegetarian option that Deborah can explain. And here's the onigiri that you're gonna make. So I'm gonna stop share, and Deborah can lead the cooking part.
Deb, if you don't mind, let me jump in.
Yes, dear.
We need to recognize the sponsors of Onigiri Action, the Ministry of Agriculture of the Japanese government, and JETRO, the Japan External Trade Organization. And then also everybody, since we have such a large group, if you could submit your questions in the chat, that would be great. And we'll be looking for your questions. Deb, thanks so much. It's yours.
Okay. All right, everybody, I hope you're ready to go. What we're going to do is you have a very special item in your class. I see in your box, I see people have already found it and put it on. Those of us who are doing it on their own, a bandana or anything to cover your hair. This is called a tainugui and usually has some really interesting patterns on it. Mine is a hanabi, which is fireworks in Japanese. And it can be used for so many different things in the kitchen. People use it to wipe up the cloth, and it gets softer and softer as you use it as a cloth to wipe up the counters. You can wrap a bottle in it and take it over to a friend for a gift. And today we are going to use it to keep the hair out of our face and food while we're working today. So there's so many different ways to tie this. Some people will also even use it like a hachimaki, like that very way cool, usually for matsuri or festivals. I'm just going to put it over my head like this, and it doesn't even have to be tied. I'm just going to show you the back. I just kind of twist it like this. It's long enough that you can tuck it right into the band itself and hope that it doesn't come out. I've got hands free, and now my hair is covered to keep it thing. So today we're going to be making our cute little onigiri with things that are in the kit. And we have our panda-chan as well, but we have several people who do not have a kit, and they are going to make exactly the same thing as well. This is my little panda-chan eating his bamboo leaves. And I will tell you, I went to the Ueno Zoo and saw the pandas there this time around in Japan. So we'll be making this, and all you need is scissors and a little creativity to do that. So what we're going to do is start now. I'm going to switch my camera, and we're going to get ready by starting to make the tuna mayo. So let me switch my camera, and I will do this like we're on a TV show, so you'll be able to watch me. So what we're going to do first is we're going to make our very popular dip or filling is tuna mayo. We have Japanese tuna, for those of us who got the kit. They're usually smaller in size. The cans are a little smaller. And I find the tuna to be more mild than the American brands, but it really doesn't have as much liquid. So I like it to be a little moist, so I don't drain it. You can drain it if you want. And there's this handy dandy little flip top that you can pull up. So let's pull that up now and get that ready. And then we have Kewpie mayo, which if you have, this is a Japanese mayonnaise, very delicious, becoming very popular all over the world, actually. And if you can see, it's sort of, I think it was developed somewhere in the early 1900s, but the bottle for Kewpie, this is a convenient packet, but the bottle is shaped like a Kewpie doll. And then with a lot of Japanese packaging, they put a spot in it where you can rip easily. So I'm just going to rip open my tuna, my mayonnaise to put in the tuna. If you are using other tuna, which is great, we'll be using probably about a tablespoon, depending on how much tuna you have. Our tuna in the States is about 5 ounces, I think, and you'll use about 1 tablespoon. This is exactly 1 tablespoon. So let's take our bowl and get ready and just put the tuna in here. As we know, a lot of important parts of cooking is the preparation. So we want everything all prepared before we get started. We have the rice that is nice and warm. Making onigiri with this Japanese rice, you need to start from warm rice. Cold rice will not work. It's too hard to mold. If you have leftover rice or something, you can always heat it in the microwave to go, but warm rice is the best for molding any kind of onigiri balls. And then what we're going to do is take the Kewpie mayonnaise. And for anybody who's using a vegetarian option, I will talk to you about that in just 1 minute. So I've got mayonnaise here. I know we got a request from somebody who is a vegetarian, and we provided a couple of options for them. Okay, so put your mayo in here, and we're just going to mix this together like this. Okay. And we'll just set it aside for now. And for my vegetarian option, and I'm going to show you how to make this afterwards, I just took some seaweed that I ripped up in my hand, and I added soy sauce and mirin to it and a little bit of water, and got a really nice soft paste. It looks kind of dark and black here, but it's got a nice, it's salty, but you're not using that much. And this is kind of a scudani. It's not cooked, which regular a condiment is, but it's really delicious. And I will show you actually how to make it afterwards, but that's that. And if anybody's using tofu and avocado mix, that also is a great filling. Okay, so our mixes are ready, and let's get to the rice. So here I have my rice that I have already heated up. You will be able to make 2 onigiri from this pack. Okay, so think about it that way. You'll be able to make 2. Anybody who has cooked their own rice, you get to make a whole bunch of onigiri, but I'll show you. We use about a little less than a half a cup per onigiri that we make. So what we're going to do first, this is a modern Japanese onigiri hack, so that you don't get the sticky rice all over your hands. And this is something that we teach in the way we teach in the classroom as well, because you can imagine with lots of kids, sticky rice all over their hand is can be a bit of a mess. So we use plastic wrap. You can also use, if you do not have plastic wrap, you can use parchment paper or type of a wax paper. And I crinkled it for a reason, because it's easier to mold. So I just want you to know you don't have to use plastic if you don't want to. Or if you want to go old school, the traditional way is to use your hands. And people will wet their hands like this, not sopping wet, but just molded so that the rice will move around easily, and salt it. But today we are going to go an easy route, and we're going to now take our rice, okay, and put a little bit less than half into the bowl. And as you use this, if anybody's using Japanese rice for the first time, you'll see why it's called sticky rice, okay? And actually, it's also understandable. This is the only rice that you can use to make sushi. In the States, we call it sushi rice, but real sushi rice has the vinegar, sugar, and salt dressing on it. But this is, we call it that because you make sushi with this rice. Okay, so you're using a little bit less than half, because we're going to put the tuna mayo in the middle. And what you're going to do now is just make a little indentation, whoops, in the middle here. Don't go all the way to the bottom, just a little indentation. And then you're going to add a generous spoonful of tuna. Okay, I want to make sure everybody is with me. If anybody needs more time or has any questions, we have lots of people there waiting to answer them. Just put it in the chat box, okay? And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit more rice on top here, another scoop, right on top. So we're going to cover this up. Okay. I think people have received how many packets of rice, Mayumi?
I'm sorry, how many pack? 2 packs?
How many? 2 packs. Okay. So you can make 4 onigiri or panda during this session. if you want, or save it for practicing for later. Okay, now comes the fun part. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift. So I'm working with Japanese size, I'll show you, saran wrap, which is a little bit shorter than American, which you've got about that much. So my corners are a little bit shorter. Well, what you're going to do is take two opposite ends of the wrap. Is everybody with me? And we're going to bring them right up to the top like this. Okay. And then you're going to take the other two opposite ends and bring that up to the top as well. Okay. And you're going to lift it out. And so far, no rice on the hands. And you're just going to pick it up, make this pouch, and you feel the nice warm rice in your hand. And then you're just going to twist 2 or 3 times, 2, 3. And what we have now is we're going to compact the rice into a ball, into the onigiri shape. First, we're going to make a ball, and we're going to roll it around kind of like a snowball to get that shape. Okay, that will help us to then make the triangle. Is everybody with me? Any questions so far? Okay, let me put this over here. So now what we want to do is make the triangle. Okay, this is the classic shape of the onigiri, and I will talk to you about the toppings after this, and then because we're going to put them on. And now what we're going to do is I'm right hand dominated, so I'm going to put the rice ball in my left hand, and I'm going to use my right hand. This is like the floor, and this is the roof. And so what we're going to do is we're going to very lightly compress and shape into a triangle. Let's see if I can get it this way. And so you're not pressing down, you're not mushing the rice together. You're just kind of making it into a triangle. You can see the roof of my hand. The knuckles are up like a roof. And now what we're going to do is we're going to flip one time. So we have another one. So we're looking for a equilateral triangle. All sides are equal, okay? And you can still feel it nice and warm, okay? And we're going to take it, we're going to flip it again and see how we're getting our triangle. You also, for the younger kids, if you'd like to, you can just make a triangle like this with your hands and press it down so it's in that shape, okay? But there's so many ways to do this, but we really want to flip and press very lightly. Flip and press very lightly. Okay. Is everybody with me? Have you got your onigiri? Do not take off the wrap right now. Just set it aside. And we have a couple of things that we're going to do to add some flavor and help us to hold the onigiri. So we have 2 different kinds of rice sprinkles, also called furikake. And Mayumi told you that these are both from the Japanese basil, which is a shiso leaf. There's a red shiso, and this is kind of salty and sour and has a little bit of that Japanese plum with it to give it that nice sour flavor. And I like to put mine on a plate here. So you have a flat plate, you can do that. And then we have the other one that is called kaori. And kaori, I think, means aroma. And once you open this and you smell it, you will smell this really wonderful kind of grassy scent. And this is the green shiso leaf with salt. Okay, so I have put the 2 on here. And what I like to do with my onigiri is, oops, I kind of still am holding it here. And I want to taste, I want to have 2 tastes. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I like to just kind of roll it. I roll half in the green and half in the red, like that. Okay. And so I have a very nice flavorful ball, and we're almost finished with this one. We are now going to go to the nori, and I'm still have this on wrap, so I'm trying to keep my hands as clean as possible. And you have this great package of nori, which, as Mayumi said, is shaped exactly for onigiri. And I will tell you, here in Japan, at least in Tokyo, there's an onigiri boom going on, and there are all kinds of flavors and all kinds of fillings going into this. And you see a lot of these in the market with, this is kind of a newer shape. I haven't seen that as much before. Usually you're finding this kind of seaweed, which is a square and used to make sushi rolls. This is the same seaweed. So what you're going to do is open up a package like that. Take this out. Okay. Everybody with me? Take it out. So we're going to look at this. You've got two sides of the onigiri. I'm sorry, two sides of the nori. We've got the shiny side, and this is the side that goes on the outside of the rice ball. And then we have the rough side. This is the side that attaches itself to the rice itself, like that. And I think people know how beautiful Japanese food is. And people care very much how things look as much as they taste. And so putting this side on the outside keeps it to be beautiful. All right, so what you're going to do, we could cut this if we want. There's so many different ways to put the nori on, but we're going to put it like this, go down about a third. Okay, got like that. And then still, my hands are free of rice. Somehow I managed that. I'm just going to roll it forward and bring it up like this. Okay. Now some people will fold this down and use the whole rice. It's okay. There again, so many different ways to do that. But for today, I'm just going to bring it back down. Oops, I'm a little off kilter. And then I'm just going to cut or rip off the back here so that it is just the size that I want. A little pair of scissors, or you can just fold it off because it is so fresh. Okay. Is everybody with me? Do you have your onigiri now? Can you hold up your onigiri if you have it? Let's see. Excellent job, everybody. Super duper. Excellent. Perfect. 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 Okay.
Oh, I got one question about
Yes.
the seaweed, but Isabel, you have any question about seaweed, or is that okay for now? Or?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you. If you have any questions, just write in the
yes.
chat box and
Yes. And ask us.
any
And
questions.
I will just say that now in the United States, we also see a lot of seaweed at Trader Joe's. It tends to be flavored seaweed, which is a Korean style. And so a lot of people are using that to wrap things. But this is a Japanese style, which does not have any extra flavoring to it. It's just really good on its own. As you can see, it's great for holding and keeping rice off your hands, but it also adds extra nutrition because seaweed is very nutritious, a lot of minerals with it. Okay, so there we are. And we're getting ready to move on to our next two items. Our next item, we are going to go for our panda onigiri. And this one I made a little bit earlier in the day, but we're going to also I used a scissor to cut the nori for this. So we're going to do both of these things for the people who did not get the kit. And for those who get the kit, we're going to be making our little panda face. All right. So the next thing that you have is a panda mold. And it's got several pieces to it. Whoops. Hang on 1 second. Flying panda mold here. Okay. And so you have a couple of pieces on your mold, and I like to call this the lollipop, the panda pop. And what it has is comes with a cover, and that's what we're going to use to press the rice down. And it comes with a place to put the rice, okay, right in here. And then this is the shape that holds it, all right? And then we have this cutter for making the features. For anybody who is not doing that, we are going to have you get ready by taking your rice and putting it in a plastic wrap and molding it into kind of an oval square so that you're able to put the features on top. Okay, another good thing to have with you for this is a little bit of water. You'll be using this to wet the mold, okay, that. And let's get started with the remainder of the rice. All right. Again, you do not have to use all of this rice. If you have any left over, you can make a cute little face like this. And I'll show you with the naughty cutter, the naughty punch that we have afterwards. All right. So what you want to do first, put this down, is you want to wet your finger and just wet your mold like this. Okay. Anybody who's just making the panda itself with rice, just make a nice shape. You don't have to wet anything, okay? And just put a little bit of water in here, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the rice. Mine's a little sticky. I'm going to just wet my spoon a bit so that I can move it around a little bit more easily. And then we'll take the rice and just take small amounts in the beginning and put it right in the center. It's easy if you can pick up the mold and put your fingers behind it like that. And you're just going to press down, okay, like this. Make sure that you get the rice into the ears, okay? Looks a little messy now, but it will be perfect when you're done. And then I like to take my fingers and wet them a little bit and just press the rice down and make sure I'm pushing it into the ear, okay? And you want to make sure the ear is full and that this is full, so I'm going to add more rice. It's always easy to add, kind of hard to take things away. So less is more in this case. And now I'm just going to push the rice into the ear. Okay, like that. Right, wet my fingers again and just press the rice down. Okay. And for those not using the mold, you're making your shape, and I will also show you how to make a little teddy bear head out of that by just using your fingers. All right, like that. And now I have a little bit of rice left over. That's great. We can use that later for something else. I'm going to wet the pusher downer, the tamper, and make sure that that is all, because it's going to help us to get the rice out of the mold easily. All right, and I'm going to put this on like this and hold your fingers like that and just press, 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 press down. Okay, everybody ready? Everybody good with this? All right. And for those who are not using the mold, hang in there, do the square one first, and then I'll show you how to make one with ears as well. All right, so now we're going to open it up, take off the top, and push the bottom up like this. And your panda is arising from your pop there. All right, and now we're just going to turn it over and let's get it out. Hopefully it comes out in one piece. I'm usually okay. It takes a little bit of time. Keep shaking it. All right. Here we go. All right. My panda still has its ears. And you're going to turn it around like that so that you can see it. All right. there's my mold, and it's done for that. Okay. And now, for those of you who are molding the panda into a shape, are you all ready? Do you have your shape with you? I want to make sure you have your shape so that when we're ready to cut, you're all set too. All right. So now I'm just going to make sure that my space is clean and dry, because what we're going to use now is the Naughty Cutter for the panda's features. Okay, and as everybody knows, pandas have these little sloping eyes. We've got 2 little ears and a little mouth. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're using nice crispy Naughty. So take out a clean piece of Naughty. You can use, I just want to show you, this is the other half of the Naughty that I used for the to wrap the onigiri, but it's a little soft now, and things will not cut well if you have a soft piece of Naughty. I will show you what I'm going to do with that. Motai, don't be wasteful. I'm going to add the Naughty to my little bowl in which I'm going to make that delicious Naughty jam, and I'll show you in a minute. Okay, but I want a fresh piece of Naughty for this because I want it to be crispy. It cuts better that way. All right. So and try to keep it away from any moisture. Yeah. Okay. Your mold has 2 pieces like this. You will come like this, and you have to open it up, pull it out. The first time it's a little hard to get out. You might have to wiggle, but it will come, and you just separate it like that. So I want to make sure everybody's with me before I go any further. And for those of you who are going to be cutting, I'm going to do this first, and then we're going to cut the Naughty together into the shape. All right. So if you've got your Naughty open now, and you have your mold ready, this is where the seaweed goes. Okay. And this, it's facing up like this. This is the wrong side, and this is the right side. So you're going to put your Naughty in. In this case, it doesn't really matter whether it's right side or wrong side, shiny or dead. You're just going to put it in like that. Okay. And then you're going to line up your mold, your Naughty Cutter, and put it right on top like this. All right. And the important thing is to try and push it down all at one time. You've got a lot of Naughty to practice, so if your features don't come out all at once, you can practice it again. So, ready? 1, 2, 3. I heard that nice crunch, and I'm going to hope that all my features came out on the bottom. Yes. Okay, they did. So, I will now put them on here, and your hands should be pretty sticky, so you'll be able to just put your finger on top of the Naughty and place the features on here. Okay, and another one here. Okay, those of you who are going to be cutting, these are the shapes that we want. We do a little bit different. We don't make the mouth, but you can if you want, and just put your ear on and your other ear on. Okay, like that, and the mouth. And you have your cute little panda. What I like to do sometimes is to, as Japanese rice, it's delicious, but sometimes people find it a little plain. You can dip the back into the furikake for a little bit of extra flavor. Okay, or you can put a piece of seaweed on the bottom there. So if everybody will, this will be good for everyone to know how to make these by hand. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the features with my handy dandy little scissors like this. So if you're cutting the features, make sure your hands are dry. And I'm sure some of you maybe have already figured out how to do this, but I will do this once so that everybody can see. And when I'm cutting features, like I need two of something, I like to fold over the naughty like that, so that they're both cut at the same rate, like the same size. All right. So we're looking to make Panda's ears, and using the base here, because you want it to be straight, is a great way to do that. Sorry, I'm a little upside down for you guys, but I'm just making a half moon like this, just a half moon. Okay, and with my half moon, I've got two ears. All right, so I've got my two ears here, one here, whoops, sticking to my finger, and another one like this. Some people may be a little bit more adept at cutting than I am, and you may get a better ear, but here we go. And then the other one is the eye, and trying to do this kind of similarly. You're just making an ellipse or an oval, and again, two together, and cutting them out like this. Hope everybody's with me. All right. And I've got my two eyes here. A little hard for me to manipulate my fingers, but okay. You can also make a little pattern if you want to do that first. And so you've got your eyes going here, sloping down. You've got your ears. And then our little guy has a belt. So just a straight cut here across to get your, see, this one doesn't have to be double. Okay. I did cut mine at the end of the line, but I can just make that in half. And then two little paws, which are kind of the same kind of ellipse. Okay, is everybody with me? All right, and now we've got the two little paws, and then we are all ready to eat momentarily. And so my little paws are a little bit longer, like this. And okay, and again, you can. So you can cut the things to the size that you want, and put them on the top of your, the ears go on the top, the eyes go down. He's got a little panda belt, and the little paws below the belt. Okay. And you have your panda. Whoops. All right. Is everybody with me on this one? Good, 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 good. And just very, very briefly, because this is our Ouchigohan cooking class, I just want to show you with the seaweed. To make the little naughty jam that I did, I just rip up my seaweed. Usually I will use stuff that's been exposed to the air, or you just take 2 or 3 pieces of naughty, and this is a great condiment. It's not just for rice, but it can also be put on top of pasta. And I'm just ripping this up like this. Okay. And I'm putting on 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. So I've got a little soy sauce here. And let me just get my spoon. And don't mix over the bowl. I always tell people not to do that. Just mix off the side. And I put a tablespoon of soy sauce over like this. I also have a tablespoon of mirin. And I'll put that on the side like this. And what you're doing is you're just soaking your nori until it becomes very, very soft. It takes a few minutes, so you don't need to go through all of that, but I'm starting to get it soaked. And if you can see this like this, all right? And then I will add 1/2 tablespoon of water, okay? This does not have to be cooked. A lot of tsukudane, a lot of these pastes are cooked, but I'm not using sugar. I'm just using mirin. All right, there we go. And in about 5 minutes, this will be soft enough to use as a filling. The other way it's really delicious is to put on top of pasta. That's also, I prepared a little bit of pasta just to show you that the furikake also is very good on top of the pasta like this. You just sprinkle it on. It's got great flavor for that with a little butter and soy sauce. You can also mix the nori jam in here as well. And another really good thing for nori jam is a piece of toast and butter and this nori jam on top. Absolutely delicious. So before we eat, we'd like to take a picture. So I'm going to stop my share. Does anybody have any questions at all from here? Is everybody with us? Okay. So we'd love to see everybody's onigiri. If you can hold up people who made their own. Beautiful. Oh my God, great job, everybody. Super, super. Excellent job. Nice, nice. Well done. Woohoo. Great. Anybody cut their own nori? Let me see those. They're really great. Oh yeah, Maddie. Super job, Maddie. That looks great. Excellent, excellent. Nice. The hell, Ilza's family, beautiful job. Okay. So Mayumi-san, you want us to all take a picture?
Yeah, let's take a photo and you can be in the camera, show your onigiri, but don't drop onigiri. If you want, you can hold the Onigiri Action kit box. Anyway, it's okay. So let's see.
Great job, everyone.
Okay.
Super.
Let's say onigiri.
Onigiri.
Okay, one more. Say onigiri.
Onigiri. Super. Super. Okay. Wonderful. And I will just show you one more thing here.
Deborah,
Gomenasai. Dosa?
I
Yes.
have a question. What is the other nori on the plate? Maybe when we...
The nori on the plate.
Yeah, so, and also another question, are we supposed to put the nori jam on the onigiri? So I think questions about, you wanted to just show how to use.
Yes, okay. So what I'm going to do...
You had two things of nori on a plate. One was the jam, and what was the other thing you put on the pasta?
I put on, let me just switch my screen. I put the furikake on the pasta.
Yukari, right? Yeah.
Right. Yukari. I put that on the pasta here.
What is that again?
It's yukari, which is the furikake. You can use any kind of furikake. This is a like a rice sprinkle. It just goes usually on the top of rice. People just put this right on the top of rice, but you know, Americans, we're not that much of a rice eating culture. So if you're buying something like this or have it, it's great to know a variety of ways to use it. And I'm going to just take out a little bit of rice and show you how to use the nori jam. Now the nori jam can be put right inside of the rice as well. Or it can be mixed in with the rice, and it's got a great flavor for that. So if you just give me a second to get my other rice here for you, I will show you another way to use it. So in this case, you know, this is a Japanese rice bowl, and people use proper portions, usually the size of your fist. just a little bit less than a cup. So people will put things right on top of the rice itself and then mix it in, and sprinkle in this is another way, just sprinkling on top of rice. But I will also show you that you can take this nori jam like this, put it on top of the rice, and then just mix it right in like that. So you've got a lot of seaweed, and I thought it might be a good way to show you that there are lots of different things that you can do. And so we used plain rice to make the onigiri, but we can also use this, and you have a flavorful onigiri by just mixing the jam, or whoops, let me put this down. This is why I like to use a bowl with it. And here you have added the flavor before making the ball. And then you have one of these really nice, flavorful balls already with the nori in there and the flavoring in there. For the way we did it today, a lot of people will put that nori jam just the same way that you'd put the tuna, right in the middle and close it up. But this is also a great way to have a lot of flavor. You can use sesame seeds and everything. And there you go. And you've got this delicious rice ball with the seasoning already in it. Does that answer the questions about the nori? Anybody else have any other questions? Okay. I think these panda molds, if people want to buy them, they're probably available on Amazon, Mayumi. Is that correct? If anybody is near a Japanese market. Yeah. Are these molds available on Amazon?
Panda mold?
Panda mold.
That's
Not
from
sure.
Daiso, but sometimes they sell, but sometimes not. But
Right. I
you know.
have seen a variety of panda molds on Amazon, not just like this, but there are a variety, and there are a variety of cutters to do that. But you don't even have to have a cutter to make a cute little onigiri. And so the other question would be, why would anybody go to this trouble to create these cute little figures? And as I said before, Meide taberu, you eat with your eyes. And so it's very important for people to feel like their kids are enjoying their meals. Adults, I'm sure you adults had fun cutting up this seaweed as well. So there's just a variety of reasons to do this. But the main one is it delights people and encourages them to eat. Okay. And before we eat, I'm just going to stop my share again. Everybody knows that in Japan, you put your hands together, and this is a show of appreciation, not a religious prayer at all. And we say, itadakimasu. Can everybody say that? Itadakimasu. And this is a show of appreciation for the people who made the meal, who grew the rice, who packaged the nori, and everyone that had something to do with the food. It's about appreciation. Does anybody have any other questions or comments or anything? No?
How long will this onigiri last?
In this form, like this? Okay. It'll last probably several hours, people put these in bento boxes. This rice does not do well in the refrigerator. So, excuse me, it doesn't do well in the refrigerator. It becomes very hard. But as you'll notice, a lot of the things that people put in bento boxes are made with seaweed. They have seaweed in them, which has natural antibacterial, or ginger, another natural antibacterial, shoyu, soy sauce, another natural antibacterial. So they're designed to do that. But once you've made it, you can keep it in your bento box for a couple of hours, I would say. Okay. You do have to be careful with rice, warm rice. You want to kind of eat it as you make it. If you have a lot of leftover rice, you can certainly put it in the freezer, but in the refrigerator. But what I like to do is I make a lot of rice, and then I make individual portions, and I pack it in saran wrap, and I freeze it. And you can freeze the fresh rice. You put it right into the into plastic wrap in a bag, into the freezer, and then when you want to use it, you take it out. I don't like to microwave in plastic, so I'll put parchment paper over it and heat it for 1 minute. And you've got delicious, fresh, hot rice. Okay. Any other questions?
Before that, so I just put some 2 links in the chat box. One is the link to the campaign website. So please take a photo and post on the campaign website or your own social media with hashtag Onigiri Action. Please make sure to make the post available for public so that we can count. And another important thing is I put the link for the feedback survey. It's very important to hear your feedback, what you think about this Onigiri Action workshop and the kit. So this is only those who got the kit. Please answer for the questions about the kit as well. So if you can click that, that'd be great, and then it will show a feedback survey like that. And event name, please choose this one, National Japan Societies. And if you join as a family, so please put your number, how many people join from a household. And then this is if you multiple people join, and then just age range and which state do you live, and what you think about Onigiri workshop. And these are about the kit. So what do you think about each item? And a little bit more about rice, and let us know if you have any feedback. It's right here. So we'll appreciate your feedback. Okay.
So Mayumi-san, I just wanted to tell, and Teresa can chime in, that this is part of our Ouchigohan series with the Japan America Societies. Teresa, do you have a list of all of our partners in front of you that you can mention? You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute.
I'm so sorry, I don't have the list open, but I think we have almost 10 Japan America societies throughout the country that are partners in presenting this.
Right.
The attendees are from throughout the US.
Right. So I think we have Houston, we have Georgia, New York Japan Society, Indiana, Philadelphia, Texas, Houston, Boston, and did I say Philly, Washington, DC? I think we might be 8. I hope I didn't leave anybody out. Which brings me to our next Ouchigohan. Will be on, I think, December 6th. The Japan Society of New York is hosting it, and it's going to be okonomiyaki, which is the Japanese savory pancake. So everybody is welcome to keep your eye open for that, and from your information from your Japan societies. Okay. All right. And as a finale, put your hands together when you're finished eating. We also say again another sense of appreciation for having received the food, and we should all be very grateful at these very difficult times. And we say "Gochiso sama deshita." Okay, "Gochiso sama deshita."
Gochiso sama deshita.
Hi. Thank you again to JETRO and for Japan America Society of Indiana for helping to arrange this great program. And we hope to see you at future programs. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Deb, thanks to you and Table for Two. We appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Enjoy your evening.
Sayonara.